Good morning, dear children. So, welcome back to your chapter 1, A Lantern as Big as a House. Today, we are going to discuss the grammar and vocabulary sections of the chapter. So, in the grammar section, we need to discuss about finite verbs and non finite verbs. Now, the grammar section. Read these sentences. Patya wanted to make a big lantern. Lanterns of various colors began twinkling in homes. The rising sun bathed every night everything in its soft light. There, in those three sentences, you can see some words are highlighted and some are underlined. You can say that the underlined words are finite verbs and the words which are highlighted in those three sentences are non-finite verbs. Now we shall discuss it in detail. The underlined words are finite verbs and the words in color are non-finite verbs. A finite verb is usually the main verb in a sentence. It agrees with the subject of the sentence and changes its form with tense, number, and person. I repeat, this is the definition of a finite verb. So I repeat the definition. A finite verb is usually the main verb in a sentence. It agrees with the subject of the sentence and changes its form with tense, number, and person. Examples: I, they drew. He, she draws. I, he, she, they drew. There you can see the changes of the verbs. When the subject came as singular, the verb changed, and when the subject was in plural, it again changed. The verb again changed. That means a finite verb is usually a main verb in a sentence. It agrees with the subject of the sentence and changes its form with a tense, number, and person. Now, a non-finite verb cannot be the only or main verb in a sentence. It does not depend on the subject and does not change its form with tense, number, or person. I repeat the definition. A non-finite verb cannot be the only or main verb in a sentence. It does not depend on the subject and does not change its form with tense, number, or person. Example: I, they like to draw. He, she likes to draw. Now, after the blue box, you can see a table there. This table shows three types of non-finite verbs. You can see infinitives, participles, and gerunds. First, we are going to see infinitives. Infinitives usually used to express actions. And what is the form of an infinitive? To plus verb. Example: I like to study in the morning. I like to study in the morning. Now, about participles. Participles used to show tense and also as verbal adjectives. What is the form of participles? Verb plus ing or ed or en. Example: I eat a boiled egg every day. And next what comes is gerunds. It is used as verbal nouns. What is a form of gerunds? Verb plus ing. Example which is written here is swimming is good exercise. Swimming is good exercise. Now we are going to do the first set of exercises. Section A. Circle the finite verbs in these sentences and underline the non-finite verbs. Write I for infinitives, P for participles, and G for gerunds next to the non-finite verbs. First one is already done for you. Please throw those rotten eggs in the dustbin. Here in this sentence, you can see the finite verb is circled. Which is the finite verb here in this sentence? In this sentence, the finite verb is throw, and the non-finite verb is underlined in the sentence, that is rotten. Now the second one, my aunt is sending me a box of chocolates. Which is the verb in that? Is sending is the verb in that, and it is a finite verb. Is sending is the verb in that sentence, and it is a finite verb. Now the third one, eating samosas every day is bad for health. There you can see the verb eating. It is a non-finite verb and it comes in the group of gerunds. So the answer of that sentence is eating is the verb there, and it is a non-finite verb and it's a gerund. Now the fourth one, Madhuri prefers watching films to reading books. In that sentence, in the fourth sentence, you can see two verbs, watching and reading. These are the verbs in that sentence, and both are, watching and reading are non-finite verbs, and both comes in the group of gerunds. So watching and reading are the answers there. Both are non-finite and both comes in the group of gerunds. Now the fifth one, how many times should I tell you not to bite your nails? In that sentence, you can see two verbs there. One is tell and the other is to bite. Tell is a finite verb and to bite is a non-finite verb, and it comes in the group of infinitives. Now the sixth one, he wants to become a doctor to help people in the villages. There in that sentence you can see three verbs there. One is wants, another is to become, and the last one is to help. So first word wants is a finite verb. The next verb to become is a non-finite verb and it comes in the group of infinitives. And the other verb in that sentence is to help, that comes in the group of infinitives, the same. So these are the three verbs in that sentence. Wants, which is a finite verb. To become, which is a non-finite verb in the group of infinitives. And the next one is to help. It's also a non-finite verb and it comes in the group of infinitives. Now this next set of exercises, section B, complete these sentences with the finite or non-finite forms of the verbs in brackets. First one, I dash study hard dash do well in the test tomorrow. Answer is I am studying hard to do well in the test tomorrow. In that sentence you can see study has changed into am studying and do has changed into to do. Now the next one, second one, did you dash forget dash call him when you dash go dash by the table? And the answer is, did you forget to call when you went to buy the table? Third one, the dash confuse instructions dash make it very difficult for the students dash write the exam. Answer is, the confusing instructions made it very difficult for the students to write the exam. Now the fourth one, can I request Can I dash request your teacher dash help me? Answer is, can I request your teacher to help me? Fifth one, I dash be teach you dash paint with watercolors. Answer is, I am or I was teaching you to paint with watercolors. I repeat that answer. It is quite confusing. That's why I am repeating it. Answer is, I am or I was teaching you to paint with watercolors. Next, number 6. When I dash see him, he dash pick apples from the orchard, dash make apple jam. Answer is, when I saw him, he was picking apples from the orchard to make apple jam. Now we need to go to the vocabulary section. Look at these words. Brightness, its opposite or antonym is dullness. These words are opposite in meaning and are called antonyms. Section A. Find words in the text that are the antonyms of these words. First word, outside. Its antonym is inside. Second one, slowly. Antonym is briskly. Third one, daybreak. Its antonym is sundown. Fourth one, noisy. Its antonym is silently or silent. Fifth one, setting. Its antonym is rising. Sixth one, entrance. Its antonym is exit. Now the next section, B section. Complete these sentences with the antonyms of the words in color. Add un, in or dis to form the antonyms. First one is already done for you. The book I read yesterday was very interesting, but the book I am reading today is quite uninteresting. Next one, second one. Germs are dashed to the naked eye, but they are visible under a microscope. The answer there is invisible. Now the third one. Knowing Hindi is never a dash. It is always an advantage, especially in North India. Answer is disadvantage. Fourth one is, Shakil was not able to complete his assignment, so he submitted an dash one. Answer is incomplete one. Fifth one, suddenly a face appeared at the window and dash equally fast. Answer is, suddenly a face appeared at the window and disappeared equally fast. Now the sixth and last one. Samir says that rock music is very pleasant to the ear, but I find it very dash. Answer is, Samir says that rock music is very pleasant to the ear, but I find it very unpleasant. Now we need to discuss the writing section in page number 10. Imagine that you are Patya. In your notebook, write a letter to a friend describing how you made your Vesak lantern. You can mention how you made the framework, how you covered it with paper, how you worked with Granny, what happened in the end, how your lantern looked. If you are writing a letter to your friend, that comes in the group of an informal letter. So here you can see the format of an informal letter. You can use the clues just below the question, and you can write or you can create an informal letter of your own, and you need to write in your own words. Try to write that. Okay. So that's the end of the chapter 1, a lantern as big as a house. We have finished the chapter fully. And now you need to go through the exercise sections. You have written the answers already, right? So check your answers with the video and correct it. Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you. Goodbye.